Welcome back to the Foot Dr. Howie Blog. Today we're joined again by Tom and Joy Duvall, and they're going to ask some questions that they've been burning to ask and stump your podiatrist. They may be some of the same questions you have. So, Joy, what's something that you've been dying to know?
Well, I do a lot of home exercise videos, and I don't know if it's bad that I typically don't work out in shoes. I do a lot of kickboxing, sometimes yoga, stuff like that.
So for yoga, working out without shoes at home, not such a big deal, because especially for yoga, you need some of the grip that your toes can provide, right? However, when you're doing more high-impact activities like kickboxing or anything that's cardio or anything that is like a walking video at home that a lot of people do, you do want to have shoes on because there's impact, and if you don't have those shoes on, you're more prone to having stress fractures. You can even, sometimes if you're working out on hardwood floors, you can actually get splinters in your foot, or even if you're working on carpet. Believe it or not, we've had people come in with dog hair stuck in their skin, and it's turned into really gross looking things. So don't turn into that. Work out with some shoes at home is the go-to advice. Great question. So Tom, you had some questions as well.
Yeah, I've been running for a while, and I've always heard the difference between dynamic and static stretches. When should we do one or the other?
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, dynamic stretches are stretches where you're kind of moving. These are kind of the stretches that you see the runners doing right before they start. These may be your hamstring stretches, but they're basically stretches that also incorporate movement to them. Whereas the static stretches are like the ones that you saw in the video about plantar fascia stretches where you're leaning against a wall or something like that. Ideally, you want to do dynamic stretches before your workout, and then you want to do your static stretches after your workout. But any stretch that you do, you should do it after you've warmed up, because a warm muscle is going to stretch, a cold muscle is going to snap. Okay? So even if you're doing your dynamic stretches, you should warm up for 5 minutes, whether that's walking on a treadmill, whether that's walking to where your running start is going to be, anything that's going to get your heart rate up a little bit. Some people jump rope for a minute or two. These are all great ways to warm up before you stretch. So Joy is also a runner, and there's something that happens to you. Tell us about that.
Yes, I get a lot of tension right here on my shins, and it just really hurts, and basically all I've been doing is just rubbing on it. I was just wondering, is there a way to prevent this? And when I do have it, is there a way to make it go away?
So typically what that is a shin splint. Basically, it's a buildup of lactic acid in your muscles. So as you're working out, as you're running, or at the end of your workout, lactic acid has built up, which is a natural process of exercise, okay? And there's a swelling that happens. And around every muscle, there's like a saran wrap-like layering that allows one muscle to glide on top of the other. And that lactic acid builds up in that layer, and that expansion or that distension is what causes the pain, okay? Some ways to do that is to, one, properly warm up, two, have good fitting shoes, and there's blogs on our site that can talk to you about good fitting shoes. The other thing that you can do is when you're in the middle of a shin splint and like, oh crud, one of the things you can do is you can put some ice on it. What ice will do is it will cause vasoconstriction or constriction of your blood vessels, and so that inflammation will start to calm down. Another thing that you can do is to stretch. If you are prone to getting shin splint because maybe you're increasing your runs, or you're doing a lot of hills, or you've had an injury in the past that now predisposes you to this, there are compression sleeves that you can run with. In fact, a lot of running garments have compression built into them intentionally so that you don't get shin splints. And these are some things that you can do to prevent shin splints. And Tom, you have a question as well.
Yeah, I run occasionally, a couple times a week, different distances, a couple miles, and I was wondering, how often should you be replacing your shoes?
So ideally, you should be replacing your shoes every 300 miles if you're an avid runner like you are. And if you don't have a mile counter on your sneakers, there's some easy ways to figure out if it's time to replace your shoes or not. One of the things you can do is to look at the heel of your shoe. If you see that one side is worn out more than the other, or if there's wearing going on the bottom of your shoe, it's time to replace it. Also, most shoes in the good running shoes, right in the middle here is nice and stiff. If you find that this is twisting and turning, it's probably time for you to replace those shoes, okay? Brings us to the point when you're picking out running shoes, it's kind of hard to know what to pick, and there's so many different kinds out there. So there's really 5 basics that you need to look for, okay? The first one is a little bit of a heel. So I usually take 2 fingers. If 2 fingers fit flat and nice on the heel, then that's a good heel height. The middle of the foot right here should pass the twist test, which means it shouldn't twist and turn, okay? You can do the twists on the floor, on the dance floor, but not on your shoe. The back of the shoe right here should have a nice solid heel counter, meaning if you put 2 fingers and push it down, it doesn't bend, okay? Now, the difference between a running shoe and a walking shoe is a running shoe is going to have a flat heel counter, whereas a walking shoe is going to kind of come out a little bit more. And that's done so that you have more shock absorption because you're running at a slower pace. The front of the shoe should be wide enough to fit the widest part of your foot, and then you should have what's called a nice round toe box, okay? There's no one shoe company that's going to be perfect for every single person, so you need to try on different running shoes and figure out if this is the shoe for you, okay? There's some great shoe companies out there as well that can put you on a foot analyzing machine and recommend a shoe test for you as well. Most shoes, even running shoes, come with an insert that you can usually pull out, and you should pull those out to put your orthotics into. And this is my orthotic, and you can see that it is built to the contour of my foot, and we may have certain modifications built in. This modification is built in for me because I have a limitation of motion in my big toe joint called hallux limitus, and this allows that joint to move more freely, okay? So if you're having arch pain, you may need some good arch support, and if you have other problems going on in your foot, you may need modifications like this. These are orthotics that are custom made based on a mold for my foot, and you can only get these at a podiatrist's office. They're just like your prescription glasses that you have on. They correct you while you have them on. As soon as you take your glasses off, you're blind as a bat. As soon as you take your orthotics off, you're walking blind as well. So, great question. Cool.